If you like filet mignon, but not the price tag, you gotta give these bacon wrapped pork tenderloins a try. This is the filet mignon of the pig. We season these up two ways. Most of them I did with Second City sweet barbecue rub from the Fire and Smoke Bbq Company. And I did a few over here just to test out. This is a burger seasoning. This has got a lot of whole mustard seeds, so I figured it'd go great with pork.
But before we enjoy this, let me show you how we made it. Gonna start off with some Dijon mustard. I'm not big on measurements here. Got a nice big spoonful. Something about like that. And then we're gonna add some hot sauce. I'm using Chuchululu. You use whatever your favorite hot sauce is. Again, no measurements here. Just pouring some in. Gonna give this a nice mix. And then we're gonna use this as a binder or flavor enhancer. I don't like the term binder because rub will stick to meat just fine so long as it's still a little bit moist. But this is going to pack a lot of flavor. Forget about that plain yellow hot dog mustard. We're kicking it up here. Of course, we got to go in for the taste test. Man, is this good. I could probably eat a bowl of this. Now, let's get this pork tenderloin opened up. No matter how you're cooking a pork tenderloin, make sure you remove that little bit of silver skin first. So we're just going to use our boning knife from Lamson. And you want to keep it angled up a little bit so you don't gouge off too much meat. But just make sure you get rid of all those tough bits. Nobody wants to eat that. So just work your way around it. Check the whole thing for silver skin and make sure it looks nice. Looks pretty good to me now. We're going to slice this into about bacon with thickness pieces. These little medallions are going to be just perfect for wrapping in bacon. The two ends, we're going to do something different with these, and the rest of them are going to get the Second City barbecue rub. Going to use my homemade hot smoked bacon. I got a video about that I made a while back on my channel, so if you want to learn how to make bacon, be sure to check that video out. Also, I like to get my bacon ready ahead of time, so when I'm wrapping the meat, we're not fumbling around to get it. You know, this is really simple. All you got to do is put the bacon around the outside of the meat. Not much to show here. Wrap it around, and then we're just going to use a toothpick to hold it. I like to stretch the bacon tight as I put it around. I think it helps it cook a little bit better that way. So we'll get the rest of these done, and then we'll check back. If you haven't tried making your own homemade bacon, I highly recommend it. But go ahead and get whatever brand you like from the store. But just trust me, on this homemade bacon, you won't regret it. For these little pieces, we're just going to use a half a slice of bacon. Same deal, hold them together with a toothpick. Look at those, all wrapped up. They look good right now. Wait till we get done. Of course, we got some Jealous Devil hiding there in the background, as always. All right, time to season these up. We're going to go generous with this Dijon mustard combo. Just slather that right on the back of the spoon, and then give them a nice shake of this Second City barbecue rub. Nice and generous. All right, I'm going to get the rest of these done, and we'll speed things up here a little bit. All right, we'll season up all the rest of these, and then we'll flip them over and repeat the process on the other side. Of course, we got the two here we're doing with the burger seasoning. I love those whole mustard seeds in there and giant flakes of onion. This rub is delicious. I'm going to make a sausage with it one of these days. All right, flip them over, repeat the process. Looks like I made just the right amount of this mustard hot sauce combination. All right, same process here. Just going to season these up. We're going to let these sit in the fridge for a little bit. I would say if you could go for half a day, that'd be better. But I only got a little bit here while we get the grill going. But we'll stick them back in the fridge, keep them out of harm's way. There they are. Look at that. We're going to get this going with a boom fire starter from Jealous Devil. And then some Max briquettes. Look at the size of these. These are 2.5 times the size of ordinary briquettes with no chemical odor when you light them. I get mine from HomeDepot.com because they deliver them right to your doorstep. Beats going to the store, in my opinion. But you can also pick them up right at the store, too. Try to actually pour yours into the chimney starter, though, unlike me. All right, light this boom fire starter up. And then we'll set this chimney right on top. And look at that glowing ball of fire right there. This charcoal will get going here real quick. There it is, almost ready to go. You can see it starting to ash over on top. The thing I love about this SnS Easy Spin Grate is this giant door. Look how big this opening is. It's easy to get your charcoal in there. I'm going to pour it right into the slow and sear. Another tip is when you get done emptying out your charcoal, give your chimney a little tap. Knock off any loose coals that might be in there. This way you don't burn up your deck. Get your coal rake, spread those around nice and even. And then we're going to go ahead and shut the grill grate. Close the lid. Open the vent all the way. We already got the bottom vent open fully. And then we're going to rotate for indirect cooking. Been just a little bit. You can see we're up to around 350 degrees. That's a good temperature. I don't really care what temperature we cook at. We'll just adjust the cooking time to match the temperature. You can see it smoking a little bit. Also, there we go. I'll show you the bottom grate fully open. We're going to go ahead and add a whiskey smoke block from Jealous Devil. These are made out of actual whiskey barrels. I like to put the whiskey side up. It gives you more whiskey flavor in my opinion. So let's go with that. Now look at these. I put them on a wire rack so it'd be easier to handle them because you know they're going to be a little bit tippy. You can see that rub soaked in a little bit. Going to put these on the indirect side and just keep an eye on them. I think this cook's going to take about half an hour or so. But this is my first time doing this cook and we're just going with it. I don't like to give exact times for any cook because there's way too many variables. Just keep an eye on internal temperature. Let me grab a couple shots for Instagram. A good time to remind you, head on over to my Instagram page at Rusty BBQ Lamb for lots of content. I'm posting daily cooks over there in my stories, reels. I got tons of content. That's where I got started. So please head over there and give me a follow. All right, you can see we're holding that 350. That's where this cook wants to run at today. So that's what we're going with. Smoking nice. It's been about 15 minutes. Let's give these a check. We're going to go ahead and give these a rotation so they cook nice and evenly. That's why I put them on this wire rack. Going to go ahead and spin it around. It's a little tough to grab with these gloves on, but just take your time because you don't want to knock these over. Give them a full 180-degree rotation. We'll close the lid. And we're going to come back in a little bit and check the temperature. This is not going to take long, this cook. Close the lid, again on the indirect side. All right, it's been a few more minutes. Let's check this temperature now. Not quite done yet, but you want to keep a close eye on pork tenderloin. You do not want to overcook this cut. I like to pull it around 138 to 140 degrees. Definitely, this will dry out on you if you go too far on it. So 120, I'm going to grab these little ones off. I didn't even temp them, but I'm sure they're done. They're looking pretty nice. Now we're going to check these again and see where they're at. Go right in the middle. Make sure you don't push it too far through. You're going to get a false reading. You want to be right in the center of the meat. So here we're sitting around 135 degrees. I'm going to shut the lid. Just give it another minute or two, and we're going to go ahead and pull these off. There we go. Let's get these off. Going to put them over on my cutting board, let them rest and cool off for a little bit, and then we're going to move on to the next step. I find with most any cook, if you add a little bit of extra rub after the cook is done, you're going to really up the flavor. So no different here. A little bit more Second City right on top. Put as little or as much as you want. We put a little bit on some. We put more on others. Doesn't really matter. If you want, you could sauce these bad boys up, but I'm not a big fan of barbecue sauce. Let's go. Time for the taste test.
Let's start off with these savory ones first. Don't forget, remove the toothpick. Let's go in for a nice bite. Really get that mustard and the onion in that rub. Believe it or not, you can really taste the whiskey in those smoke blocks. Now time to try these sweet barbecue rub ones. Let's get a nice bite. No need for a knife and a fork here. My God. Oh. Wow, is that good. The Second City barbecue rub from Fire and Smoke Bbq is excellent. I definitely recommend it. It's not too sweet, not too spicy. Great balance. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe. See you on the next video.